So, in our World FinTech Summit, I have Rajesh Johnny, Chief Executive Officer, BranchX. How are you, sir?
I'm good today. This is an amazing place to be in 2 days. World FinTech Summit, literally a lot of people from around the world.
That's
Happy to
pretty
be here.
nice. You must have got some business.
Absolutely. We had a lot of partners already here. So we had friends. So I just think,
So you met them again?
we met them again. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you quick questions about BranchX.
Right.
So please tell me, what is BranchX?
In one word, we are a neobank for retailers. So we have roughly around 12 million plus retailers out there, and they're struggling to get into mainstream banking. So this is kind of an inclusion in a true form. That's what we are.
Okay. So how do you think, how and what problem is BranchX solving?
Right. So let's look at all around us, So I come from a very small village. And when I go home, by today, I live in Bangalore. I go home, I meet my cousins. They wear the same clothes that I wear. And I ask them, where did you buy it from? And they don't buy it from a local store anymore. They buy it from Amazon.
Okay.
They buy it from Flipkart. So that means, previously we used to go to probably a Manju store in our small town, and we used to buy stuff. And today, that purchase behavior is changing. Now, go to Kiranas. Now, a lot of small purchases goes to Kiranas, but the moment that goes over, you start getting into the modern retail and stuff and all. So at every corner of India, every last pin code, we have these stores that we grew with, these uncles and aunties that used to own these stores. You remember?
Yes.
And they all of a sudden, their son or daughter who used to be your classmate is also moved in with you to Bangalore. They also don't stay with the father helping to have the generational shift in the business. So we have two problems now. One is that as the world progresses, the Kiranas are losing a bit of relevance at level one. And on second is that the next generation is not very keen to stay in the store and work for father. So this guy is struggling. He's got everything in his head. He knows in and out. The data is here. But is there anybody who's out there who's really trying to take it forward? No. And this is exactly what we are trying to do. And we're using Intik AI. We're going to speak in their language. And we also use voice so that they can really ask and get answers about their shop, improve it, help having their business run better. And while doing this, as a fintech, we provide them the multiple financial services that is needed for them, whether it's in the asset side or the liability side. Okay. That's what we do, yes.
Okay. So the language they want to speak in, is all the language are fitted into it?
We currently, we have, there's a Bhashani kind of a play to start with, but we're also experimenting in other formats. So we believe that currently we have around 9 languages generally fit and working on. We believe that by the year end, we will have around 14 languages.
That's
14 languages. And there is a lot of, language as we speak is not easy. And especially, with our country, we have a lot of dialects, right?
Yes.
What I speak in Bangalore is the easy thing. The moment I go to Koppal, it's entirely different. Okay. The moment I go to, Mangaluru, there's a slight variation. So these kind of trigger points are different, and then as you go to the north, we think that there is a versions of Hindi that is getting spoken. We have Tamil and we have Telugu. So the whole idea is to, embed as many of these languages into it so that, when we finally, it speaks, it triggers a word and it really understands that this is Marathi and it's not Hindi. That's not easy.
Yeah.
So, it's easy for me to say, but our engineers are really struggling, but we will solve it. We call ourselves Banking for Bharat. And so we committed to do this piece for Banking for Bharat. And, so we think that as part of this Viksit Bharat journey that we do, we think that, Kiranas and the small retailers are the biggest piece. We need to solve it. 12 lakhs of them, of which around 12 million, of which already 2 lakhs have closed down last year. And this is accelerating. And are we doing enough for it? It's easy to say it in sitting in Bangalore because it's modern. We have everything. We have fancy brew pubs. We have fancy cold coffee units getting formed every corner in Bangalore. But are we having enough Kirana stores staying on the line? Can we hold on to the rental requirements happening out there? I don't know. Because when we go, we literally go every third week to the market. So we realize that there are certain streets that are massively changing. It's really happening. Not only in Bangalore, you go to Siliguri, you can see that. You go to a place like Bhimtal, which is away from Nainital, you can see this happening right in front of your eyes. And what are we doing about it? So we thought, we will do a little bit of banking services for them, include them into the larger growth of the country, and make them part of this $8 trillion industry that we are building to us. That's what we do. Yeah.
And how does AI differentiate BranchX and FinTech?
When we started, it was a crazy journey, 5 years now. When we started working with the migrants, the domestic migrants. Me and my partner, we were in the Middle East. So, and we always were interested in the remittance piece. But luck have it, or I don't know, or the situation have it. During COVID, we had to ease ourselves into domestic migrants. 200 million people. 200 million people. Leave their small villages and towns, comes to the big city looking for work, blue collar, unskilled. So we started building for them. So we were using on Google Dialogflow. Then we got into Rasa. Now it's Open LLM. So this journey for us was fabulous. So my partner is a banker. So he's got fancy living, etc. So from there, all of a sudden, we said, no, we're wearing dhoti now. And we used to wear dhoti for some time. We said, we'll just go understand what exactly is my customer. If I speak from a position of power, they'll not answer you. Yes. So I'll have to sit with them, try to understand, and we built it. And today, that program has gone to a particular level. We had 300,000 customers built. But as a B2C neobanking program, we were not being able to extend our capability. And we just migrating ourselves from that piece to the neobanking for retailers. Whereas the migrant program is now converted into a micro wealth banking program, and it's individually run by one of our divisions. So whereas now the founding team is completely focused on creating neobanking for retailers.
Okay. So who are your primary customers then?
Every small store across India, the kirana stores, the pharmacy, the small beautician.
Okay.
Yeah. The small coffee stores, not the chains. Blue Tokai don't need me.
Yeah. They already have so much. DMart, they don't need me. But this guy, Manjunatha, he generationally, 45 years, he just probably would have come from somewhere in, say, Hubli, would have come to Bangalore, set up shop in somewhere in, say, Adugudi, next to Koramangala, the old Koramangala village, before Koramangala became the Koramangala today. 45 years, he built it. His eldest son is an Infosys engineer. His youngest son is now working in a garage, his own garage. But I'm servicing that guy, and I'm creating wealth for them. And that's what we are going to do. So, what's your long-term vision for BranchX?
We believe that we have some good partners. Our board is all very senior leaders from the banking and financial service industry. With together, we have around 200 plus years of board experience. So we have understanding about the Middle East as a market. We have understanding about US as a market. The so-called mom and pop store dying out to modern retail, to e-commerce, to quick commerce is real globally.
Yes.
And there is only one way to solve this, is to power that person who's sitting there. So that he's an MSME, he's a micro, small, medium enterprise, very small. And you need to give him what he wants. So we transform the whole store, give him voice AI, so he can speak to his app, get answers.
Okay.
So that's how we solve it, so that he doesn't have to type anything. He just doesn't have to learn about, the tally, which someone will do for him. We are saying that ask questions to your app, ask questions to your software, and software will answer back in your language. So it's either Hegitira, and it answers.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. And so this is the same problem if you go to any place in any part of the world. You go to Middle East and they call it bakhalas, like kiranas, they call it bakhalas. Bakhalas has the same problem. Okay. And you go to US, there is the same problem that the mom and pop stores are facing. So we feel that this is an exportable solution from India, from Viksit Bharat to the Viksit world. As we think that we are all talking about the Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, and we want to be part of that. We want to give our technology, a simple, beautiful, voice-based neobanking technology to the world for all the small MSMEs that are in the small retail shop, in the corner store, the kiranas, and we call it Celebrate Your Kirana.
Oh.
We coming with a movement soon, and I'll end this conversation with that. We're launching something called Celebrate Your Kirana. So we invite everyone to go and take a picture with your neighborhood kirana, who you grew up with, and get as many likes as possible. And the one who gets the largest engagement in social media, we want them to get, we'll give them a certain gift as part of this campaign, as well as that kirana. And we want to engage with them and create a national movement. So that's what we're trying to do. And I want to launch it at the World FinTech Summit here. And that's why I'm here. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Appreciate it.
We are pleased to have you here. Also, I want everybody to know that when you command a chat box or when you make a chat box for the people or the voice bot, it is a very difficult task.
Right.
Because the engineers have to put so much effort into it so that the application gets to understand the language first. And it has to command the answers. Right?
Absolutely.
And it has to reciprocate in such a way that the customer or the consumer gets to understand it in the very first.
Absolutely.
So it's a very great job that you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
Small people needs the help most of the time.
Exactly.
And nobody is there. Everybody is growing up. Everybody is, following up their own pace and new journeys, and nobody is seeking for their help. So, I know that there are always challenges that people have to go through. So what are all the challenges that you had to face?
It's been a tough journey, okay. 5 years learning. My partner was sitting in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai. I was stuck in Kerala with my parents because we had massive COVID. And we had a distribution team sitting in Noida. And my development team was in Electronic City.
Okay.
And we were building this. And we literally built this step by step, right? And we had massive failures in the early days on the speed in which we had to deliver, the capability that we're building, and the kind of commitment that we had to do. And we thought that we'll bootstrap it, right? And we bootstrapped in the early days. And around 18 months, it was like literally putting your money behind where your action is, and then you realize that there is a limit to which this is doing, and we still somehow we held on to it. We never went to a large VC kind of a play. We work with a friends and family network. We asked them for help. A lot of them opened up their strings. It was surprising, and most of them have Indian higher education upbringing, worked outside the country, capital market exposure, banking exposure. So they understood that they want to solve the GST problems. They want to solve the invoicing problems. They want to solve the last mile India problem, the Bharat problem. And they all supported us in this journey. So it was tough. Because at one level you have a dream, on the other level Bharat, which is like really it's a big elephant, right? This big elephant need to be tackled by different angles. This is not someone who can just ask the elephant to go and elephant goes. So my team has been really killing themselves in getting it done. Some of our early players are here, some of them are just behind this camera, and they have all contributed towards building this piece step by step, inch by inch, and some of them have come back from outside the country. In my team, I have a lot of NRIs, had NRI status and come back and contributing to the build of this thing. So this is really about a set of team who really want to build Bharat, who really believes in the dream. Times where you have there were salary challenges, we have technology challenges, we have growth challenges. I mean, we walked through it. There are nights we cried. There were extended hospital situations between our partners. Even now, in 3 weeks back, one of the partners were in the hospital recovering. But we think that that's how you build things. You don't build things just on a blueprint. You build on the go. You build at the street. And especially literally for us, we are building it at the streets. And there are no streets in some of these towns. You go to 24 North Parganas in Calcutta further, and there is no street. And you'll have to build there.
Below village area.
Exactly. So you go there and you build it. And you start selling it, and you learn the hard way. They said you don't need this service, so you will have to go and give them a piece of the pie and slowly get a trust done. And slow and steadily they start trusting you, and then that they're stuck with you.
Yeah. And
then you go to the next street and build it. So that's what my team has been doing. So today we are at a very comfortable pace. We are growing in the last 2 years. Hopefully, a lot of good things are happening. Technology is also very favorable now. We're also become good hands in technology. So both back and forth. So today, us building a neo-banking for retailers across India and hopefully beyond us as the time progresses, we believe that we are in the right spirit, right place, right technology, right regulator, right banking partners, and right ecosystem. And I think we're building for India, and we're happy to be here.
So why choose BranchX as your one-stop shop for banking and credit?
Okay. So this is interesting, and because we just don't do it in banking and credit, we go and digitally transform a retail outlet. We give them everything in their store. We allow them to collect their from their distribution into their consumer, into the loyalty, into the cataloging, into help them go into the ONDC path to even allowing them to have a pipe that they can connect to even Amazons of the world are going outside the country. So we have multiple pipes that we're connecting. So what we're doing is that we are enriching a retail shop with 1 million data points. And using each of these data points as a fintech, we connected back to a financial engagement. And as a retailer, he connected back to multiple action outcomes. So a retail outlet can transform using a stack of products. So we're not just a neobank. Underlying pieces are a ton of retail transformation products are stacked together. So it's a retail transformation stack. BranchX is actually that. Though as a customer or as a banking product, you will see it just as a neobanking product. But in the back end, there is multiple AI layers. There is multiple data lakes that are collecting data from different angles and dumping it there. We have voice AI that is happening. We have Indic AI that we built. So if we look at it, we have an ERP solution that powers it. We have a connected that connects to other retail ERP solutions. We have a POS solution, and we also are experimenting with creating our own intelligent ERP intelligent POS that is under very advanced. We have presented it to multiple regulators, and they liked what we are doing. So we are under the process of prototyping that and bringing it to the market. And I think from World FinTech Summit, we are now getting ready for the Global FinTech Fest.
So you're going there?
Yeah. We're very active partner in the last 4 years now. So I think this year is going to be massive because a couple of our products are going to be massively released out there. And from here to there, and we're building, and that's what we're going to do.
So I'm pretty sure that your vision comes to a great alignment
Absolutely.
with all the people. And I hope you...
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thanks World FinTech Summit for giving us this opportunity. Appreciate all your time. And let's celebrate your Kirana with BranchX.
Thank you so much.